living. Quit. Stop it. You quit that shit, man. No. Quit sniffing and licking the ground all the time. It's not good for you. It ain't good for you. It's not. What? Don't start, bro. What star? What? Dude, chill out. What? 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 Girl. Come here. What? What star? Hey. Come. What?
hot air balloon capital of the world. This is live coverage of the 52nd edition of the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, powered by ExxonMobil. It's Balloon Fiesta Live. And now, direct from the rooftop studio at Balloon Fiesta Park in Albuquerque, New Mexico, here are your hosts, Art Lloyd Jr. and Ted Mays.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and happy Friday in Australia.
Good day.
It is the 52nd Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, powered by ExxonMobil, and you are watching Balloon Fiesta Live, also powered by ExxonMobil. I'm Art Lloyd Jr. along with Ted Mays. We are so excited that you are here for Thursday's morning session. It is Special Shapes Day here at Balloon Fiesta. That means we're going to feature about 120 special shapes, as well as our regular shapes, who will fly out in a sort of mass ascension, and half of them will fly in competition. It is a very busy morning here today.
So if you've never seen pigs fly, or you've never seen Zobra in the sky, you got to stay tuned with us.
Today's the day.
Today's the day. It's going to be awesome.
We're going to see them all, and even though you may have seen some special shapes fly and stand up earlier in the week, today and tomorrow are the days when all of them will be here, because there's about 20 that are here only today and tomorrow. So today's the day, and of course tonight we're going to do our special shapes and feature them in their own very special Glodio tonight. And the weather, it's actually warmer this morning.
It is. It's probably much warmer, almost like Saturday was, to be honest with you. Yeah. And yesterday you were talking about these 20 special shapes that were here just for the rodeo.
Yeah.
Kind of got a preview yesterday. Hung out in the field with some folks and saw some really like Taiwanese balloons, and they were out there getting ready, making sure everything was good for the rodeo today. Yeah,
because they basically had to be here very early this morning, so they pretty much came to town yesterday. We actually talked with Greg Ashton, who brought us Monty the Black Sheep as well, so he'll be up here for the next 2 days. But yeah, we're looking forward to that.
Yep, and as we're looking here, it's a good sign. We're seeing Dawn Patrol get ready to start off our day here at the 52nd Annual Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta.
And we talked about this the other day, and people said, well, when do you guys start planning? How long does it take to start planning? And I talked about the fact that things are already in the works for 2025. In fact, we are so far in the works. Let's go ahead and bring that up, Steve. We produce a bumper sticker every single year. And so for this year, the bumper sticker was Embrace the Sky. And so we had this great bumper sticker. There it is, Embrace the Sky. That was the theme. It's got the dates, etc. on it. Today, we are releasing the theme of 2025. The bumper stickers are now available, and it is Painted Horizon. So there's the new 2025 bumper sticker. If you are on the field or you get to the field for any part of the remainder of this week, you can stop by our information booths and pick up your very own free copy of the 2025 bumper sticker, Painted Horizons. Of course, next year it will be the ExxonMobil Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, as ExxonMobil moves up from a presenting sponsor to a title level sponsor, and they'll be there for 5 years.
And very important on here, go get your calendars, get your Fiesta calendars, but mark those dates October 4th through 12th next year.
That's right. Always starts on the very first Saturday of October. So you can go ahead and mark, 2026, 2027, 2028, all of those as well. First Saturday in October. But pick up your new bumper stickers as we get ready to do Painted Horizons in 2025. Although we still have 4 days to embrace the sky with our Glodios and rodeos today and tomorrow, and then we're back to mass ascensions on Saturday.
And it's not just 4 days, it's several sessions. We have a lot of stuff going down on the field down here. So we call them double days, right? Or two-a-days as they called when you're in high school and sports doing football. We got some two-a-days coming up here, and Art and I are gonna need some coffee and probably some protein snacks to keep us going here.
Yeah, today is session number 8, which means that this is the first day of the second half of the week.
Yes. And it feels it.
Yeah. Even though it was a nice afternoon yesterday to go ahead and be able to just kind of veg out at home for a little bit, just kind of not do anything and catch up. So I do feel more rested, but my body is still tired. And of course, you can imagine these guys, the balloon pilots and their crews and all the volunteers that are working out here, those of us who have definitely been out here for kind of a week plus now as we did everything pre. Yeah, it's starting to take a toll, but it's so much fun. We just run on adrenaline and we just go, 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 go.
Well, we got a message this morning from Debbie T in Jacksonville, Florida. She says this is so much better to watch Balloon Fiesta live than any of the hurricane updates, but we do have all of our thoughts and prayers with all of our fine folks down in Florida, hoping everything is well, as you guys have gone through a lot lately, but yeah, we enjoy that you're watching us. We just got something from the Netherlands this morning, so appreciate that. Ballooning Noord Photography from the Netherlands reaching out to us this morning.
So the network's given me a little issues this morning, and I can't see who's on YouTube, but we'll attempt to get that fixed this morning. Oh, you know, we should also just throw this out. Every so often, you know, little gremlins pop up somewhere. Somehow yesterday on the Facebook feed, I'm sorry, not on the Facebook, on the YouTube feed, just as you started telling the first flight history story, initiation story, for some reason the Facebook feed just kind of, the YouTube feed just kind of dropped. Facebook continued on, our recording continued on. So what I did do is I went ahead and put the last 8 minutes of the show up as its own little video. So when Ted says they had fried chicken and everything quits, pick up on the final video there and you get the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey would say.
There you go. Ted's embellished ballooning story.
Yeah.
I have several versions, by the way.
Well, we talked about that yesterday. Every pilot's got a version, and I swear that every version is different than the day they told it before. Notice how the Dawn Patrol balloons are lined up today?
Yeah, they're a little bit different, and because of special shapes is why they're kind of lined up in a diamond, we were told. We were told they were going to line up in a diamond this morning.
Yeah, but probably not so much because of the special shapes, but I think we're going to see a cluster Dawn Patrol launch today.
Okay.
Normally that's one balloon at a time. I think we're going to see them all attempt to lift off together. That's why they're kind of staggered that way.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
Well, you know, I'm sure you're probably spot on.
We'll see. That or I'll just be totally wrong. Yeah, so we'll see. But they typically, when they do the cluster launches, the last few years they've been in their long line and then all of a sudden moved them before they launched. And they moved them to a configuration that I see them setting up in today. So my sense is that's going to happen today. We talked about how much warmer it is today, but there's not that drainage wind coming at us.
Not yet, no. And we also saw some of the early weather reports from Brad Tiemeyer and his crack weather team out here at Fiesta. Kind of some strange readings, but you know, good readings. It looks like there could be a little mini box, but you know, things change so much once the sun crests the Sandia Mountains. We will see so many different things going on out there. There's a great shot of our Dawn Patrol, Greg Lindsay on the left right there.
Floating Oasis.
Floating Oasis, and then we have Craig Kennedy on the far right. I'm not sure if Craig is flying today. He says, hey, I keep texting you about who's flying, and folks, you know, there's a lot of moving parts and pieces that go up here. I have a lot of friends that have texted me things, said, hey, what about this? I'm like, hey, when I hear people talking in my ear, we're looking at balloons, Art and I are talking about what's going on, this is a pretty fast and furious thing going on up here.
I think that was Rick Jones in the middle of the two of those. You talked about Greg and Craig there, and of course, they don't burn.
Yeah, I think it was Matthew Grote and then Rick Jones behind.
Yeah. Yep, now that I see that again from the feed there. Those two, basically, one is a little more symmetrical spiral, and the other one's got little kind of different blocks around. So, yeah, that would make sense that it would be Matthew on the front side. So, all right, I think I'm back up and running over here. So, good morning from New York. Good morning from Earth, yes, and from outer space as well.
It's a great shot of Tim Taylor and his Balloon team, Delight Balloon team.
Midland, Texas. And let's see, Mexico City, Indianapolis, Dallas, Holland. Are there balloons up now for Twinkle Parade? We call this the Dawn Patrol, and then we'll have our Krispy Kreme glow again on Saturday. So the Balloon Discovery tent on the far north end of the field is checking in again. Good morning out there, Karen. Say hi to everybody. Home of the New Jersey Lottery Festival. Okay, Hobbs, New Mexico. in-house as well. Are they going to go up? No official word. Pilots briefing is underway, but we believe they will. Fort Worth, Texas is here. And let's see, from West Virginia. And someone is watching from my bedroom across the park.
Bonjour from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. So bonjour. Oh, well, we get ready to launch the Dawn Patrol this year. We will get over to the pilot briefing at the pilot's tower here in a minute and listen to what Brad Tiemeyer and his crack weather team has to give us for today.
And then hopefully right after that, we'll also hear what our competition is for today. Of course, while we normally, that's about half of our regular shaped balloons, but by the time we bring in the others, it kind of, yeah, that's a real exciting day. Typically on Thursday, we have X's, triangles, and poles. And so we'll see if that, if today becomes a typical Thursday or not. And we're gonna send Ted down there to bring you the action from right in the center of the competition area. Ted and Dylan on camera will be down there today. I'll handle things from the roof here.
It'll be like going back to the future. When I was a small child and came out to Balloon Fiesta, they didn't always rope off the competition. They had they did rope it off, but it wasn't as vast as it is now. And obviously we didn't have as many balloons as we did back then. But I remember a day when Sid came in the World Balloon. I don't remember which one, and he totally took out the entire pole. He did get the keys off the top of it, but it was a pretty amazing thing just to be right there amongst all of it. And you know, the crowd downwind back then were catching balloons left and right. We've learned a lot over the years of safety and what we need to be able to do so people are safe when they're out here. And again, if you're out on the field and you're going to help balloons land on either side of the field, please just listen to the direction of the pilot. We, as we fly in, will be very verbal with what's going on, especially if it's a little bit breezy. Never step in front of a balloon, because as Art said, you know, you have a tremendous amount of force behind them, and yes, they will run you over. So we don't want to see any of that here at Fiesta Field. Yeah,
that lighter than air balloon still has a mass of about 4 tons as it's coming in and moving, so you're not going to stop it. Catch it from the side, catch it from the back. The pilot is trained to land the balloon without anyone there, and they can do that, because if they don't fly. So
correct.
Yeah.
I mentioned several times when I was flying, I would tell my crew, don't worry that I have to, don't worry to be there when I'm landing, because if I can't land it, I shouldn't be flying it.
There you go.
But then they would always go to a coffee shop and hang out and say, let's see if he can really do it. Good morning from Cheyenne, Oklahoma, and Nebraska, Iowa. We appreciate you guys watching out there, and it should be another fabulous day. You know, that high pressure system that is in the southwestern part of the United States is really going to help us, Art, as we continue on to the final 4 days of the Balloon Fiesta for the 52nd annual Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. This is one of the better weather fiestas, I believe, that we've had in quite some time.
So 2 years ago was really nasty. We got lots of storms, lots of rain coming through here. Last year we had a really good year, and now this year, right, it's the second year in a row. I'm seeing a number of folks on our YouTube channel here talking about they're watching from home, but they're about 3 miles from the park. I would just remind you that if you are within about 4 miles of the park, you can probably pick us up on over-the-air, low-powered TV, channel 28. And so you can, and that's actually a 24/7 channel, goes up a couple of weeks. And here does go Dawn Patrol, and as I predicted, they're all going off together.
In a cluster.
And obviously what happens when they normally go off one at a time, they kind of get away from each other, and so the picture is kind of spread across the sky. With this more cluster launch, they're going to stay much closer together for at least a little while. And of course, they've all got the turning vents going. Craig Kennedy in Chick-fil-A, Tim Taylor in the red, white, and blue balloon. And that's going to be Polar Dawn. Matthew Grote is the lower one. Doing a little flicker burn in the sky.
A little bit more stability this morning, right off the deck than the past couple days. The past couple days, we've seen them screaming by the rooftop deck.
Much slower today.
Yeah, at about 75, 80 feet, which they should be at that point. As we talked about those pylons.
And in that first 100 feet or so, it is a little bit to the, well,
Looks
I was about to say southwest, but then I watched Polar Dawn, who's coming more straight south at us.
I would say it's light and variable out there right now.
Definitely light. And it looks like the last couple, Greg Lindsay with his Floating Oasis and Matthew Grote also in the sky. There's Tim Taylor we're seeing. When he lights up, you can really see those turning vents at the middle there because it's darker, because there's an overlay of fabric. So you pull the fabric apart, and that's what creates the opening so that you can spin the balloon. The crowd on the field seems to be a little more into this too. I'm hearing more cheers up here on the stage, on the rooftop studio.
Well, it is Thursday and Friday. Local Albuquerque and Rio Rancho public schools are not in service today, so you will have a lot more families and kids out here. So I think that's what it's coming from. And plus the kids really enjoy the special shapes, as we all know. We all enjoy them.
We all enjoy them, but well, because we're all kids at some level.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, by the way, is officially Kids Day, presented by Chick-fil-A, by the way. And so starting at 4:30 tomorrow morning, so if you're around the area, get here early because we've got free giveaways for the kids by the Main Street stage starting at 4:30 tomorrow morning on officially Kids Day.
Well, we hear Diane Kinderwater is down on the field.
Speaking of kids.
Yeah, speaking of kids, Diane Kinderwater is down on the field, and I hear she has some sort of animals with her. I don't know. Diane?
Hi there. We just got done.
Good morning. We are very happy because the Dawn Patrol just launched, and it's an exciting day here at the Fiesta because it's special shapes. And I've got Kim and the rest of the zebras here.
Bill.
Kim, how was this launch this morning?
Oh, it was wonderful. We launched 3 together, and then we moved back, and then we launched the other 3 together.
Kind of a cluster today. Why is that?
The winds were wonderful, and they could go up and stay together. And they wanted to put on a great show, which I think they did this morning.
How was the crowd this morning around here, Bill?
They're excited. They're good to see. They're excited to see it. They're looking forward to another good day, and I think we're going to have beautiful weather.
And look at the smile behind me. She's just smiling the whole time. Why such a big smile?
Well, how could you not? Like Winnie the Pooh said, you cannot be uncheered with a balloon.
Okay, everybody. Now, you don't whinny like horses. What do zebras do? Kick? What do? Do you go,
Coordinated launch.
Safe coordinated launch. That is drilled into the zebra
They gotta go.
team.
They gotta go. And they're galloping off.
So I guess that light is Diane's way to light things up.
Yeah, Michelle Healy and the leader of the Zebras, along with Chris Padilla, her assistant, that is grilled in, and they practice all year round. They do. And when you are recruited by the Zebras, you become a ZIT.
Zebra in training.
Correct.
Identified by the red hat that says ZIT right across the top.
Right.
Of it.
Now you know how to tell the difference between a male and a female zebra, correct?
Do I want to know?
Well, the male ones are the ones with the black stripes with the white stripes, and the females are the ones with the white stripes and the black stripes.
Sorry, I was distracted. Say that again.
The males are the ones with the black stripes and the white stripes.
Okay.
The females are the ones with the white stripes and the black stripes.
Okay. Which ones are the ones with the tutus and the tails?
Yeah, I'm not sure
and
about
all the rest of the pieces.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. There's a great shot of Greg Lindsay and the rest of the, 3 of the Dawn Patrollers. I hear that we are...
Weather is underway at Pilot's Briefing, is what I think you're about to say.
Yep.
So let's pick it up.
Better? Hey, all right. So we had quite a few auroras overnight, and that trend is actually expected to continue here through the next few days. So if you want to, if you can get out in the countryside, it's possible that you might even be able to see it in northern New Mexico. Also want to point out that the BFA awards were a few days ago, and there were several people that were recognized. One of them happens to be our own Henry Rosenbaum for everything that he does here for Ballooning Fiesta and around the ballooning community. So I just wanted to give him a huge shout out for that. And to all the winners as well. All right, now on to weather. So we've got this low pressure trough that basically is formed across the western Great Plains, and we still have that high pressure that's dominating across Colorado, giving us the really, really nice flyable weather. with the counterclockwise flow around the low pressure system and the clockwise flow around the high, we've actually changed our flow aloft now to where it's really light but and kind of diffuse, but more northerly than not. So given that that's the case, we're probably not going to have a box this morning or probably the rest of the event. And honestly, you guys said that you wanted some variety, so we're going to give you some variety. Okay, so here's what we've got going on in the latest surface conditions. We've got 52 up in Santa Fe, and we've got a pressure difference of over just 0.7 of a millibar between here and Santa Fe. So you can see that that northerly flow is dominating across the region, and I expect a general trend from the north to the south in the flying area. Specifically, here's what we've got going on at Albuquerque Sunport. It's possible you could find a box, but it would be in the upper levels, it would be variable. So I challenge you to fly a box. How's that? All right, latest conditions at Sunport is 59 degrees down there, dew point of 28, relative humidity of 31%. Barometric pressure is on the rise at 30.27 inches of mercury. They're reporting a clear sky, 10 miles visibility, and a wind 360 at 10 knots. So Double Eagle is 50 degrees, and that's very similar to what we're running here. We're currently at 49 degrees here at Balloon Fiesta Park. Temperature of 23, dew point 34, or relative humidity 34%. Barometric pressure is steady at 30.30 inches of mercury. Visibility of greater than 10 miles, and a wind 320 at 6. So as I mentioned, with that northerly flow in the near surface layer, we've seen some accelerations, especially up towards the Bernalillo area. So anybody that's thinking about going up there competitor-wise to launch, just be aware that in the natural arroyo up there, you could see some funneling and some accelerations of the wind up in the Bernalillo area. Like I mentioned, we're generally running right around 50 degrees here at the field, and even if you just go over to the interstate just a mile to our east, temperatures are about 5 degrees warmer over there. So given that that's the case, we've got that cooler air kind of funneling into the field, and that also creates a little bit of acceleration of the wind. So obviously be aware of the localized effects. The false lift, as Dale mentioned, on the north side as you're coming over that berm, and just be aware of the localized effects. Okay, so here's what we've got in the profiler data. And it looks like our profiler's kind of taking a break aloft. It looks like we're starting to see a little bit of acceleration, not in the near surface layer, but once you get above about 200 feet or so, we got 15 to 20 knots, and you can see that with the Dawn Patrol pilots. They're continuing to head to the south. Now, the ones that have climbed up into this lighter wind here, it's really light and variable, and we've seen it. We've seen different variations up there of what's going on, different flavors of wind. We had actually earlier this morning, we had a wind out of the south, and it looks like the latest, looks like they're finding something anyway to get them back at least here, but it's slow and light. So it's possible you could fly a box. You're gonna have to go above 1,000 feet, but that wind up there is gonna be somewhat inconsistent. So that's gonna be a real challenge for those competitors this morning on where to strategize to take off to get back to the field here. So given that that's the case, Duncan and Lauren are going to run an extra pie ball for you, and we're going to send that information out via Remind. So, and be aware that this profiler information is going to be available for you as well. So talking about this acceleration layer of 500 feet or so, it'll probably maximize sometimes right around sunrise or shortly thereafter, and then decrease slowly through the day. In terms of the TAFs itself, we've got Albuquerque Sunport. They're calling for 020 at 6 knots, visibility greater than 6 miles, sky condition clear, and they carry that all the way through noon. And then after noon, they're calling for a variable wind at 6 knots, visibility greater than 6 miles, few clouds at 13,000 feet. Similar conditions over at Double Eagle. They're calling for a 340 at 3 knots, visibility greater than 6 miles, sky condition clear. And then afternoon, variable winds at 6 knots, visibility greater than 6 miles, few 13,000. Quick outlook for this evening's glow. It looks much better than what we saw over the weekend, with those variable winds expected to carry through the remaining of the afternoon and evening. With those variable winds, though, just like we've seen the last few days, there is the possibility of a few isolated, very high base showers forming mainly in the higher terrain to our north and our west. Given that we've got that northerly flow, it's possible that we could get an outflow down here, but it's a very low chance of that. So I can't entirely rule it out, and it's something that we'll be watching for tonight, but the chances of that are pretty low, honestly. Okay, with that, this morning, final thing I forgot to point out, we're still looking at really, really warm, near record highs across the area. So density altitude is still running very high, so be aware of that. Currently, we're running right around 6,300 feet of density altitude, so it's still really high, especially for Balloon Fiesta itself. All right, I've got Ellie and Emmy on the back of the tower here this morning, ready to launch the pie ball for you. Do we have any launch directors in the area to give them permission to launch?
And there goes the pie ball, just launched off the pilot briefing tower. Pilots will watch that. We have the light attached to it, so we'll be able to see what's happening. But we've got those big pie balls up in the sky.
Yes, we do.
That we call the Dawn Patrol. And did you notice Brad even kind of changed his story? At the beginning, he says, I challenge you to find a box.
Right.
And then he kind of said, well, maybe there is one up there, but it's going to be really weak.
Yeah, well, we saw in the weather charts that we were getting early that wind coming from the south to the north was what, like 0.3 knots.
0.3, yeah.
So that's really not going anywhere at all. You can hang in there, but yeah, I think as the sun comes over again, as we know, it changes everything. So we will wait and see, like we do in ballooning.
But the Dawn Patrol, who has managed to fly over us by the end of weather here, they've not been able to get back over us. They've kind of stopped. They're moving a little bit to the east. So it's not going to be a day, I don't think, for a lot of passes. You're going to have to line up on competition.
And then one and done.
The first time done, you're going to get one pass done. If you're very early, you might have enough time to make that second pass. But if you're coming in later, you're just not going to have the time. It's not going to be fast enough to get you back up there.
Well, we had Diane Kinderwater out on the field again with another guest. So Diane, who do you have for us today?
Good morning, this exciting day for the special shapes. I have Annalisa and Vanessa. It's her birthday. You're celebrating your birthday here today?
I am. Yeah, I definitely am.
Can you think of a better way to sell it than all these candles that you're seeing going up in the sky?
Probably not. I come every year.
You come every year?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I've got Katie and her children. They're from Roswell, and I love your hats that they have. Mom, tell me about your experience here at Balloon Fiesta.
It's been absolutely phenomenal so far. We came up for a concert yesterday, and so I thought what better way to end this trip than to go to the Balloon Fiesta. We've never been, so it's been an amazing experience so far.
I like your hat. What does your hat do? Your Pikachu.
We squish these and then the ears goes up.
Look how cute that is with the ears. What did you think of the Dawn Patrol? All the balloons lighting up and going in the sky. Oh, you're twitching too. Your ears are twitching too. What did you think of the balloons this morning?
It was good. I liked them.
You having fun? Mom, you're...
Well, most people, the crew picks it up, or you kind of drag it out and you kind of walk it by rolling it from corner to corner as you go around. But he's managed to get a cart with wheels on it.
There it is right there.
Yeah. Actually, I think that's probably the one with the envelope.
Right.
Yeah, but there's another one with for the cart as well. So, and, you know, as crews get older and balloons get bigger, they get heavier and we get, like, a little weaker. It's
as we get
not
older.
As strong and not as...
International balloon ship. How do they ship them over here?
Well, there's a couple different ways that happens. A lot of times all they ship is the envelope. So we've seen the bags with the envelopes in them, and they're, three, depending on the shape or the size of the balloon, 3 to 4 feet. So you could put it in kind of a 4x4 or 5x4 box type of thing, and you could ship just that. And then when you get to the States, you have made arrangements to borrow another balloonist's bottom end. That would be the basket, the tanks, the burners, etc. So it's not too bad to ship those, and a lot of times we ship them around air cargo is what's happening. So my friends Barbara and Peter, who we've talked about a few times, they just competed in the Gordon Bennett. They shipped their entire gas system over to Europe. It actually, they palletized it, put it all on. They put it on a truck that went to New York, and then I don't know if it went over by boat or by air on that pallet. Ended up in Germany by the end of July in order for them to fly it in September. Then before they left Germany, they repackaged it all up and gave it to a shipper, and I think it went over on air and it's coming back on a ship.
Yeah, I've had several international pilots over the years reach out to myself when I lived in Albuquerque asking if I knew of anyone that had, for example, an extra bottom end. And when we say bottom end, you're talking about the basket, the burners, the tanks. But some people do, as you said, ship the whole entire system over. You will see if you're out here at Balloon Fiesta, and they talk about it at the pilot's briefing. Some of the international pilots that do bring their entire system over, they must purge all of the propane out of their tanks prior to shipment. So if you see some pilots on Saturday or Sunday after flight out there just burning and nothing after the flying's over, that's exactly what they're doing.
That is, yeah, that's it. And remember that a number of our zebras that we talked to earlier and other officials that are here, many of them are locals, whether it's Albuquerque, New Mexico, or even the region, and they don't fly this week in order to provide the service in those different roles, whether it's safety, zebras, whatever it is. And so their systems, or more specifically, their bottom ends are available for those pilots coming from out of the country.
See Tristan McLean and the Enchanted Horizons Mobile Exxon balloon team getting ready pre-flight down there. And I hear
that's pretty fancy to have a light inside, to light up inside the trailer.
Well, and they have it outside too. You remember the other morning they had it all lit up. But
it's right down here in front of us, so it's hard to see that there's one really on the outside, but it sure looks like that lights up.
Right. I hear Diane has some more folks down on the field. So Diane, who do you have for us?
Hi, I have Megan and her 4 beautiful children, ages 1 year old to 11, and Megan stopped me because she says she loves watching Balloon Fiesta live.
Yay!
Good morning. When we can't be out on the field, which we really love to be out on the field every single day that we can, we are waking up before 6 a.m. to put on Balloon Fiesta Live to hear what all the announcers have to say. And I always learn something really fascinating. So, I love Balloon Fiesta so much. Before I had children, I would come out and be a navigator, a volunteer. And then when this one was about this age, I came out and was still volunteering. So I got to spend, like, these ones grew up going to balloon. They called it, what did you guys call it?
Balloon Fiesta. Well, Megan, thank you so much for stopping me. We're glad that you watched Balloon Fiesta live. And how did you hear about it?
You know, I think that I follow Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta on Facebook, and
thank you, and thank you for navigating for so many years. We need the navigators here, and of course the gentleman at the booth, Ted and Art, will tell us all about those navigators, and hopefully we'll interview some of them. Host navigator with me. Thanks so much for volunteering, and thanks, kids. And now it's time to wave to everybody. Say hi, world. We're from Albuquerque. Come to the Balloon Fiesta. Back to you, Ted and Art.
Lights, camera, and action.
Nicely done. Ted gets on the phone, calls down there to Tristan and says, hey, the lights on the outside of your car. So on they come. Nicely done, sir.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. I finally got to see Tristan in person yesterday as opposed to just on the screen, and got a chance to catch up with him. So the Rainbow Riders was getting cold air into the balloon, and he's got about 15 minutes or so before we get to the national anthem. Tristan?
He's a spoiled pilot. Spoiled pilot.
I don't know if you noticed yesterday, he actually has his basket on a cart to get in and out of the trailer as well. Most people, the crew picks it up, or you kind of drag it out and you kind of walk it by rolling it from corner to corner as you go around. But he managed to get a cart with wheels on it. Yeah, actually, I think that's probably one of the options. Right. Yeah, but there's another one with a cart as well. So, and you know, as crews get older and balloons get bigger, they get heavier, and we get like a little weaker. Well, as we get not older. As strong and not as agile. Let's put it that way. Right? And so it just makes it easier to do some things. That blue line that some of the crew members were just walking over with, that's going to be the tie-off line. So that will connect to the burner frame on one end and to the back of the truck on the other end. Like check burner system, so we'll probably see some fire right about.
Hey, good morning, fam.
There's the full burner.
Good morning, my hot air balloon people.
But you have pretty good pressure. Yeah.
Hope y'all had a good night. I saw y'all had a good flight yesterday. Sorry I missed it, but I was at dance rehearsals now. I'm sort of a bit.
Hot air into the envelope.
Our goal is to do a touch and go at the South Carolina Gamecocks football stadium.
But not so much that it goes off of the top there. So once it drops below about 50 degrees for more than a couple of hours overnight, that's when you want to start heating. Or there's another way to do that, and that is to put some nitrogen into the tank. So you add some pressure to the tank. Because what it is, you want to keep the pressure of the gas, the propane, up above.
I put a sound effect in there, brother. Trust me, we need a fan in this thing. Like I said, I try to make it realistic as possible, because I mean, you know.
Diane Kinderwater is out there with folks finding some great live. So Diane, take it away.
So I learned.
It's an invasion.
Look, I learned something about the burner. Okay, now sometimes we're like, well, what the hell do we do with this? Right? So
Jonathan, thank you so much for being
watch this.
Fiesta. And again, is this a British invasion?
Bring this down.
No, I love America.
Now what you're gonna do is when you're ready to burn. Okay, let me turn this one off. I'll just do one burner. Now watch. I'm gonna hit the burner. Now I'm gonna be able to control.
Right here, the American flag. So when I came over and saw this American
flag,
flag,
is that cool?
Like I said, I'm a great fan of I'm an ex-military guy, and I've served domestic working around.
Recognize the great country that we do have.
That's actually pushing it for a real hot air balloon.
Thank you.
But me and Chip, we always pushing it. It's just yesterday morning, it was just way too wild. It was wild, but like 40, 50 knots. There was no way. I think Gustavo was going to join, but I've yet to see him on the screen. I don't know if he's got his right settings or not. Well, we're going to be taking off here in a little bit. After the national anthem.
Okay, kids, everybody, crew here. That's the head of ours. Thank you.
I love the hat on the one with the NASA badge on it and the little there, which kind of says one of the questions I have over here is, what does it take to become a pilot, a balloon pilot here? So the first thing you got to do is have an interest.
Yes. And the interest starts pretty quickly. For myself, it started at the age of 6, but you have to actually be the age of 15.
And you can get a student pilot certificate at that point. Correct. And then you can start your training at that age. And what it consists of, it can
Yeah, we need all kind of new details. Like I'm saying, I think if we added cause enough motion on this, they're just going to gain their attention, and it'll get the balloon stuff more attention, you know.
And actually, the local balloon club has a way to do ground school online. You don't necessarily have to go find one. You can also get ground school online. But we have one online that's available for you that we think is pretty good. Then you have to get some flight training.
And they need to put vents on it and everything else.
Hours of flight training.
I told him I'm willing to fucking help him. Shit. I got knowledge and experience on it literally all my life. Doing shit all my life.
When you are programming with the FAA or an FAA designated examiner, and you have to go out and do a flight test with them, and you have to go out and prove to this examiner that you know how to fly a balloon, that you make it.
Did Gustavo fly with y'all yesterday?
And once you have passed that, and by the way, they like to go through a whole lot of other questions that you probably already answered on that written test, but they're just like double checking, making sure you know that as well.
Right. And, you know, during those flights, you know, they like to throw a lot of things at you as well. And that flight must be a minimum of 1 hour in the air with that designated camera or TV. You know, I remember when I flew with George Hahn. He's the one that signed off on my flight. It was pretty intense. And he, you know, although he was doing what he was doing, you have to up to that point.
Yeah, I got one burner
the next
right
flight
now
you
going.
take after you're signed off, there is no designated examiner. It's you, yourself, and...
Hey, Gustavo, if you listening, brother, if you're flying with us, let us know, either today or this afternoon, so we can look for you and make sure your settings are correct, because you're on PC. That's why I was asking. Our buddy Rome was trying to fly with us, but he's on PS5, so we couldn't see him. So, yeah, just wanted to see about that so you can fly with us. You got to make sure these settings are right. If not, it's not gonna work for everybody.
I went out. I had a check ride scheduled, and this was before cell phones. So
yeah, each server, you got to make sure it's on live players. I mean, all players, not live, all players.
And say, sorry, but we're not flying today. It's a little bit windy on that. And it's okay. That's part of the decision making to know when to fly, and even more importantly, when not to fly.
Well, we'll expand on that in a second. So, you know, I think that the DE training you and what you have to do, and the aeronautical.
So what you doing? You at work, Trent? T-White?
Diane Kinderwater has found someone we want to check in quickly with before they get away from
you at work, brother?
Diane?
Almost time for the Star Spangled Banner. We got about 10 minutes.
We have a balloon Back to the Future with pilot Casey, but I just saw him back from pilot briefing. I saw him running. I said, where's your pilot? And the crew said, he's running. So he ran back. Yes. Why?
I saw you. Yeah. It's a great morning. It's going to be a great morning to fly.
You're from Montana?
Yes.
And how often have you flown in the Fiesta?
This will be my 4th year here at Fiesta. And probably 28 years ago, I was crew chief for 5 years with corporate balloons, and so I kind of different perspective this last 4 years.
And how did you name your balloon Back to the Future?
Actually, the previous owner owned the factory. His name's Bruce Comstock. He had gotten out of ballooning and then was getting back into ballooning, and the basket was built in 1985 when the basket was made. And
Thank you, crew, for coming from Montana. And we're coming back to the TV studio up on the roof with Art and Ted.
Thanks, Diane. So we were talking about becoming a pilot here. So that's pretty much what it is. It's ground school, passing that with an 80% score. It's getting your flight training, and there's a number of requirements in there. You alluded to a few of those: flights of an hour. Or better.
Oh, right on, right on.
Restrictions or requirements where you have to get to a certain level. level, pass a little test, and they solo without any passengers. Some opportunities with those as well. Then when you pass your check ride, if you pass,
hopefully the hype video would kind of like bring more people. That bitch already got over like 600
I've
views.
done several safety seminars throughout the country.
I need y'all to post that too if y'all can on groups.
Because most times when people have an issue, they have made a poor decision, and that's really what I drill into all of the students that I've trained thus far.
Well, Chips, looks like it's just you and us again in the morning.
And we have.
Once the Star Single Banner goes, I guess I'll go since I'm first.
We're required to do 3 takeoffs
Eddie.
and landings every 90 days to remain current.
Yes.
And we have to do what we do a flight review flight every 2 years. So.
Man, y'all got people walking in y'all balloon. Y'all crazy.
Revisit the aeronautical decision making, because that decision you make
Not
today,
me.
or this morning, or tomorrow is.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give me a balloon.
It can affect other people.
And I'm just gonna retire from that shit later on. Just fly around the world.
ExxonMobil balloon. Right there.
Of course, compete, make money, and you know,
envelope
all that shit.
full of cold air. Stand up now if he had permission of the launch director to do so. We are quickly approaching
our balloon of the day
and our national anthem. We'll get that okay to stand up and we'll start launching. Kind of start in the middle of the field and at the south end of the field. And so we kind of have almost like 2 launch fields going. And the idea is to get all of the balloons that are going to fly away from the field this morning, take off from here, fly away, get them up and out of the way in the next 40 minutes or so. So we can clear the field for competition, and we'll stand up the special shapes along the east side. Many of those will fly, many will just stand here. It should be a great day to fly. While we were chatting and Dan was talking before, I did see and hear that the green flag is up. And so we're moving forward.
Winds are a lot better this morning than they were yesterday morning. But I couldn't even, my balloon couldn't even inflate. That's how bad it was yesterday morning. I hate canceling flights. I'll fly and the shit.
Good morning. How's everybody doing out there? Are you ready to witness something amazing? Good thing you came here this morning. It's the Special Shapes Rodeo coming up for Mass Ascension. Our balloon of the day, as you can see, is one of the Rainbow Riders. It is, in fact, the Rainbow Rider. And they're all a little bit larger than your average balloons. You're not actually imagining that big. They carry a number of passengers. We've got great things coming up today. Competitions happen at 8 a.m. at the tail end of Mass Ascension. If you haven't seen balloon competitions, you've got to check them out. And we're going to have play-by-play from Balloon Fiesta Live when that happens across the field. We also have a whole bunch of great stuff for you today. Field. And you're going to witness something that does not happen on this scale anywhere else in the world. But right now, as the Rainbow Rider prepares to raise the colors, please welcome to honor our country and sing our national anthem, our active and retired employees of the Sandia National Laboratories here in Albuquerque, collectively known as the Sandia Singers. We'll also listen for the countdown and the whistle for our balloon of the day to go up.
Yeah. Woo!
And we are officially underway.
Play balloon.
Play balloon. Light those burners up. Start those inflators.
Ooh,
all
balloon
of
just
that
caught
kind
a
of great
gust.
stuff. So Tony Sandlin taking our Rainbow Riders balloon and the colors. What a treat to be part of in that basket. Getting your bucket list for a balloon ride checked off. And on top of that, being able to go out carrying the American flag to the national anthem from the Sam Diaz Singers. What a great thrill they have.
Thank you, Tony. Tony's from Fishers, Indiana, and it's his 14th year here. And yeah, I had an opportunity 2 times, but unfortunately Mother Nature, she wreaked havoc on me to be able to take the flag off the field. So a little jealous right there. Yeah, but hey, it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, now you get to witness it every single day.
Absolutely.
And we've been talking about watching Tristan. There's Tristan. We're up close with Tristan, and he's now loaded his, because now that the balloon of the day is airborne, Tristan being in our A row, that's the farthest south row, will be launching off the south end, as well as out of the middle of the field. So passenger there who's going to get her flight this morning. And Tristan's already putting heat in. It actually looks like there's a launch director standing right down there getting ready to launch him out of here. He's actually the one that's ready to go and in the best position to go off the south end of the field. Intel is standing up. And then we've got a couple of others that are coming up that will be ready, but I will watch and see. In fact, there's the two launch directors.
Extra
now you caught that one.
The one with the cowboy hat has shown up multiple times in our official photographer photos. And the other, look at there. You see why she's in our photos?
Oh, of course.
And the cat is the other one, long-time launch director. I don't know this particular one.
There's his mom grinning ear to ear right
Yep,
there.
grinning.
This is Susie McLean. All right, I hear.
Well, before I think I want to kind of stick with this for a second. So I put Diane on hold for a moment. Kristen's basically giving the passengers what the briefing is. You sit in an airplane and they talk about seat backs, tray tables, oxygen masks, all that stuff. You get a briefing like that in a balloon. It doesn't none of those same components because we have none of the things I described. But it's about facing and standing and what you do, what you touch, what you don't touch, those types of things.
As well as what you see, because the pilot can only see so much. So I know he's talking and saying whatever you see, say it out loud, because I may or may not see it, or I may see it, and that's okay. And it makes
I'd rather hear it again.
Yeah, it makes the passengers feel much more comfortable. And
There
he's talking about
the landing
and
position.
holding on 2 spots as they come into land. And he's probably telling the next thing is, please do not get out until I tell you to get out.
Because get out, all of a sudden I have less weight, and I go back up again.
And you'll see that in competition today when some of these competition pilots come in, they hit the ground and they rebound back up. They have too much hot air in it.
And all of a sudden the basket, all that weight is now on the ground and the balloon is floating. So all of a sudden the balloon drags the basket, of course, with it because it's all connected. So putting some heat in there, having the last minute. I'm going to do the launch director saying, I'm going to give you this signal, I'm going to give you this signal. Line out. Clear the field. And out she walks.
Let's see.
Because you can't see directly above the balloon, so she's going to walk out, take a look around.
Make sure there's no traffic over the top of Tristan.
All right, so there's an east wind up here somewhere. I'm way off course already. Really fast. Really fast.
Just asking him to walk it out.
Walk it out.
Yeah.
Said the
just
winds
a little
were
bit. They won't walk too far.
like 5 to 9 knots.
And being in that front row, I've flown obviously from that front row.
Yes.
To get that climb over
the buildings
down
here.
Yeah.
Right, got the east wind.
See how she's walking around, checking to make sure there's no stuff on either
You gotta
side
be
of
a
her.
steady east up here somewhere.
She's about to give the thumbs
Intel is off the side. She'll probably point him out as she gives Tristan the thumbs up momentarily. He's buoyant. Here's the view from her point. There's the thumbs up.
All right, East 22 at
Morning, Andrew
1680.
Brindley and Intel going right over the top of us, and shortly it will be ExxonMobil. He has the thumbs up. So he'll be putting heat in as well. It's Tom Steinbeck off on the other side up here, so we're going to get the whole front row off very quickly. There goes Tristan.
And away.
And away he goes.
Nice steady climb.
Yep.
And here comes
there's the tip of the hat. And the wave.
He said to me this morning, "You didn't see me waving." I said, "Oh, we saw you waving."
Yeah, I told him, I said, yeah, you did the tip of the hat right on cue for us yesterday, so good to see that. So safe flights up there, guys, as we are underway here at the 52nd Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. And so now that we've got Tristan off, we're going to continue to launch balloons from the middle of the field and the south end here. Let's check in with Diane Kinderwater.
I'm with Alan Zielinski and his family and friends, and he's from the Chicago area. And he says that Balloon Fiesta Live has made a difference to the ballooning community. Tell me why you say that.
Well, welcome, Diane, and thank you so much. We love all of our friends at Balloon Fiesta Live because all of our friends all across the country are able to take and track and follow our progress and adventures this whole Fiesta week. Thank you guys so very much.
And of course, what attracted me to you is not just your beautiful crew right here, but the back of your trailer. What's all this?
Many years that we've participated at Balloon Fiesta, and along the path we've got many different friends that have added to the back. The farmer program that we had back in the 70s and 80s. We've got astronauts who have flown with us. We've got different companies that have sponsored us. We added that all to our memory board right over here, which is the back of our trailer.
Nice at our stage in life, not our age, but our stage in life, to have a memory board. Isn't it nice?
It absolutely is. It absolutely is. And our many friends, as we come across each year, they take and they add another element to it.
Thank you for coming to the Fiesta. Bye, guys.
Alan is to get the 2025 bumper sticker on there now. Now that we've got today, announcing next year's theme of Painted Horizons. So if you are anywhere near the field, while today or any time the rest of the week, swing by one of our information booths or our merchandise tents and pick up the new bumper sticker. For those of you who are placing orders online, we'll start including those bumper stickers with each of your orders. Not sure that we'll get them in there starting today, but very soon we'll be getting those bumper stickers.
1444 to 15, that's from the northeast and east winds for a while. Suddenly I just had a decrease in pressure.
When you go shopping at those two guys are hanging on to the crown line while our
Tommy
next
McConnell.
Is that Tom?
Yep, Tommy
sure is. I miss all the sweaters. Looks like there's one. No, he's not even wearing one. But the Mary McConnell, the matriarch.
There's like no in between either. It's either east or northeast.
They've been wearing them during the week.
Yeah,
they were on there
very odd.
earlier. So with the big red Zia.
How you doing back there, Chips? You've been quiet this morning.
New Mexico and ballooning with the Mexico Zia on it, the red pennants, and actually for the last couple of years, it's also carrying the TLC plumbing. Works for them, so they sponsor his balloon. Great to have TLC as a sponsor here at Balloon Fiesta.
Back to what you were saying about balloonfiestastuff.com. Can you get the guys to try to throw that up there for us real quick?
Do it. Sure. Balloon Fiesta Online. It's the name we use for selling all things official merchandise from the Albuquerque International. That code that's on the screen, it will take you directly to our online store, which is Balloon.
Oh, the east wind's over here too now?
We've
Shit.
got all kinds of things for you to be able to purchase there. You can get license plates. You can get coffee mugs. You can get shot glasses. You can get, boy, all kinds of stuff there, and maybe even more
You
special.
can't take my
all that
northeast wind away,
official
bro.
sportswear, the hoodies, the hats,
Yeah, I
the
was
polo
wondering.
shirts, the
Make sure you good there, brother.
socks, yeah, all of that great stuff available.
Okay, so now
you can go
Northeast
shopping
one is
here on the
Boone.
field in our north or south merchandise tents. You can go shopping at our gift shop, which is just south of the field at Alameda and Balloon Museum Drive. Or the best way, FIESTAstuff.com. After you've loaded up your cart, put the discount code FIESTA24 in the discount code, and we'll take 10% off any of the sportswear you have thrown in your cart. One time only for that, please, and the code does expire on October 15th, so get your shopping done early and
a small little thin layer
which
down
actually brings
here.
me to a point. Someone was asking, remember I told you that sometimes I'll go back after the show, right? That's when I'll catch up on the There was an entire thread of conversations going on yesterday
It's right above
about where do I
1,000.
get my t-shirts. If you want official Balloon Fiesta
Right around
t-shirts,
1,000.
the only place to get them is from us.
Right.
Whether it's on the field, at our stuff.com. Every
If
other
I go
shirt
in
that's
this
out there
direction,
that
that
says
should be
it has
good.
balloons on it and it might say Albuquerque, it is not official Albuquerque International
I'm
Balloon
just
Fiesta
rocking back and forth like a
merchandise.
hammock in the
Now
wind.
maybe that's okay with you. Maybe you're okay with something that says balloons, you know, or just Albuquerque and it's got balloons on it. If you're okay with that, then that's great. But if you are looking
The
for
good
the
thing about
official
this, after the
merchandise,
stadium,
it's
there's a
only
lot of landing
available on
places
the
for us to
field,
land.
at our gift shop or balloonfiestastuff.com.
So we'll
And
be pretty
actually,
much low on
because
fuel by the time we get there.
Balloon Fiesta is with our nonprofit organization. We do go after folks who use our trademark without contributing.
I don't know if
back
we're running
to
this fast
Balloon
now all of a
Fiesta.
sudden.
Much of our merchandise is made directly for us
That
and
was a
actually
gust.
has a little AIBF tag on it that helps you to identify it. The other thing we
Rock
put on
the
our
bar,
merchandise is a
baby,
hologram
on the
sticker.
balloon.
We're moving from the sticker to that other little tag, but that's the other way to tell that you are getting official merchandise from Balloon Fiesta and BalloonFiestaStuff.com. Okay, sales pitch over.
Yes, that's okay. We, you got to have all the cool balloon stuff.
You do.
I have
and
people.
go for the official stuff.
Yes, I have people all the time ask me where, when I tell them where I'm from, we talk about balloons, I send them right to BalloonFiestaStuff.com. There we see Mark Meyer right there. We're going to start seeing
And T. White, tomorrow I believe we'll be in North Carolina.
down the field, but that's pretty typical.
North
right? As the sun
Carolina,
rises
come on,
hard. We knew
stand
that was going to
up,
happen
take the
with
shirt
the,
off, put it
drainage
around your
being
head,
put
put it like
later,
my
so there's some pellets
helicopter.
around here that pulled out of the
Who am I? PewDiePie,
They're
first got to let feel right. It's good old boy.
We have Diane with some more folks. Diane?
Oh, I have. I have Diane in the cute little bear. Her daughter Carly, her granddaughter Hazel, and her
even if you
daughter and
don't like
grandson coming to the
can't make a
fiesta. They're
touch
from
and go, just
Albuquerque.
try to see if
And
you can
Carly's
go
gonna tell
over
us how
whatever, like you would throw a
wonderful
bean,
Fiesta is
like
for
a
bringing
bean
folks
bag.
who are disabled
That's another thing we
and
need
have
to
special needs.
suggest.
That's not just your daughter.
Like make an option where you can like have your pilot throw the bean bag.
Easily get in
Yeah.
and make our way. The ground can be a little tricky, but when you get around onto the sidewalk, it's a lot easier.
Like be able to like mark X's on your
She really loves is watching.
on the game and stuff like that, like score points or whatever. I know it's kind of a little more than what they really obviously think would happen with the balloon on this game. But
He's telling me, he's like, in 2 years you have to start paying.
go look at the video, bro. It's badass.
You're always 11, don't you know that? That's what my mom and dad used to tell me. Shh, you're 11. Who's this down here?
This is Jocelyn. Can you stand up? Jocelyn, come say hi.
Jocelyn's hiding. I love your little bear. Thank you. It's hers. I was wearing his moose hat, and she wanted it, so now I'm wearing this. Okay, everybody, wave. Thank you, Ted and Arts.
Thanks, Diane. Getting a great shot of Cowboy's Dream being inflated. You can tell that the geometric shapes on the jacket sleeves. It matches the balloon, all designed by pilot Nick Abrams. Nick, of course, has been flying our balloon camera. We'll have the camera in the balloon.
Guess I better go get the
Nick and all of his crew for doing such a great job with our balloon
this camera
camera.
over here where we got the target location.
Well, we just got a word from Henry Rosenbaum, our balloon meister, about what the competitions are going to be today. And so there's going to be a pole grab on the north end of the scoring field. So they'll have 5 poles.
Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No.
And let's talk about, this is the size of the ring the pilots are coming in with. So they're going to have to take that.
So it's going to be difficult to kind of
come
come in and come out.
Yeah,
so just try to get over it as much as you possibly can.
Before, but watch the ring fall right off the pole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've never participated in ring the pole thing.
We're going to be sitting right here at the stadium, chilling, waiting on us.
So that's what's going to be on the south end of the field. They're going to have.
Oh, I got a whole north wind. I don't need that. I'll say so. There's a north wind at the ground level.
And hopefully poles being run.
There's a whole north wind at ground level. I gotta grab this east.
I'll be running around a lot.
You will.
Sweating the oldies.
You'll So that's started about 8 o'clock this morning. We have to
I need this east wind so I can get back on track. I see the stadium in front of me and it's packed of all the people looking at the jack of the crown of the king of the balloonist. Oh my lord, where you going, wind?
Stand up and do a static display.
Yeah, the whole east wind now. Let's go.
So I just got a note from Wrong Way Gorenflow down in Florida. I'm glad they're all safe down there after the.
I mean, we can start there, T-White, tomorrow.
Remember, he was my crew chief here with his son Michael Gorenflow.
Yeah, pick out. I just want to do one in Chapel Hill.
I see Mike out there on the horizon getting ready to lift off.
Wherever else, I mean, you're from there, so let's I'll let you pick the two extra cities.
Doug has actually pulled the top. You see that piece of fabric down inside.
Unless you're good with what I already got.
He had it set in. That's the vent. You open that up when you want to land, and you pull it farther in when you want to deflate. So they've just asked, or Doug has just decided for whatever reason to deflate Hamlet.
Yeah,
you can see it from the stadium. Yeah.
That drainage wind got a little bit strong here, and it's a little bit late. And I've seen some other balloons out there kind of pull down just to see what's going on. So we'll continue to monitor that. But we have Diane Kinderwater down on the field.
We got the camera here.
Report, Diane.
Ted and Art, you don't see this very often in New Mexico. Well, you see the hot air, but you don't see Alaska. We have Don Edwards, and he drove all the way down.
Hey, animals, y'all go play, man. Y'all know y'all do. Y'all know what the hell y'all doing.
Of course, Don Edwards, many of you may know him. He was
they
the
don't
events
bother me until they want to
director
go
years ago. Welcome back.
Glad to be back.
You come down from Alaska and fly in Arizona and New Mexico for the winter. For the winter.
Yes, I'm a little bit of a gypsy, so I've been in Alaska for the last few months, and I drove down from Anchorage about a month ago. 7 days later, when I left Anchorage, it was 55 degrees. When I got to Arizona, it was 10. And I should have stayed in Alaska.
Oh, right
come
on.
to New Mexico, because this is fantastic weather.
Where at?
This is great weather. How is life in Alaska?
I guess where the airport is, huh?
The temperatures are
Yeah,
great.
there.
I brought back a freezer full of fish. It was a good trip.
I was gonna take off from there, but that's cheating.
So,
or that's just
of
too
course,
close.
You can't beat. Well, I'm sorry, you can't beat the weather here in New Mexico, here in Albuquerque. You can't beat it. The Four Seasons are just delightful.
It is. I'm not real crazy about that wind season they have in the spring, but outside of that, the weather's pretty good.
That's why we have Fiesta in October. Great flying today.
Yes, ma'am. Got our fingers crossed.
Well, thank you for joining us. Thanks for your service to the Balloon Fiesta.
Man, we got here a lot
Don
quicker than I
Edwards
thought we
from
would.
Alaska.
Thanks, Diane. Say hi to Dawn for us. Dawn is a longtime balloonist coming to Albuquerque. You're seeing a balloon right there, Silver Lining, flown by Lachelle Pete of Albuquerque. We talked about her. Her and I were first graders at S.Y. Jackson Elementary School, who one day wanted to become balloonists, and we are to this day. But it's a very special day for a special guest that I flew in from Pennsylvania, Mr. Drew Kraskinski. Just got his first flight off of Fiesta Field, and as they say back at his local school, there she goes. So Drew, enjoy your flight, buddy.
And you were telling me this is Drew's first time out of the state?
Out of the state of Pennsylvania, and yesterday was his first commercial airline flight ever. He's 20 years old.
First commercial flight in an airline, first flight in a hot air balloon today. Man, this guy's living right.
He's living life good right now.
Good, glad to have you here, Drew. Enjoy the flight.
Again, back to the corn flows. I just want to shout them out again. Airflow. Glad you guys are safe. We're glad everybody down in Florida is safe. But we appreciate the fact that you guys are all watching this on live at the 52nd
I got to keep at this track.
Wags and barks.
Because I want to be able to be below when I get close to the stadium.
We also see the brain or intelligent design as actually Arabelle. Now Dale Ritchie has the
It starts to turn northeast and then it goes straight from north to south.
Coming to life here as he continues to put a lot of heat in there. The body on, it'll start to stand up. The legs will fill up more and her head will come up. But we're just starting to see enough heat that Arabelle is. You just see that.
Appreciate that, T. What?
Takes to put that balloon up. 220,000 cubic feet of air inside Arabelle. As you said yesterday, that's a lot.
Yes, a lot.
And warm up now.
About to be.
About to be. So there's the tail coming up on the other side.
Oh, the sun coming up
so
now.
that hot air has to kind of go out the back end of the cow, through the tail, into that little puff of stuff on the end.
Fucking
Here's
sunrise,
the
yo,
head
look at that.
So it's kind of coming through the neck, into the head.
Pay attention.
The horns will pop up.
Because the hooves are lower and the hot air rises, you're basically the baffles that are in the bulk, the middle part of that balloon, force the warm air out to the hooves, and it has to really be a perfect day for something like the Arabelle to get off. I remember years ago, Sid Cutter,
from way over there.
You remember the
Yeah,
big
you got to go high, bro.
tractor?
Or me get well.
Yes.
When they
My
built
height
that
is
thing,
really where I'm
they
at.
built it on the wrong side. What really do about it?
At
And they
24
decided
knot drifting ground speed.
Right. They put it out here on one of the afternoon flights, and they inflated it.
That.
And it said, "Oh, let's fly." So they flew. Well, they couldn't see. Both Tony and Sid,
Going back down
they
a little
couldn't
bit.
see. Side of I-25, but I think that was probably the last time they flew that tractor.
I don't think I ever saw it again. Maybe inflated one more time. Measurements off in cubic feet, and basically
Kind of slipped below the layer there.
So 3 times bigger than expected. Nick Abrams standing up, Cowboy Dream.
Where
Our
did the
balloon
magician
camera.
go?
Police will be flying inside that balloon for us this
Somewhere
morning.
right up in
And
this
so
area.
Nick is standing that up. We'll get the camera in there. We'll get airborne.
Hey, Chips, I know that you're trying to get your streaming thing. If you're doing it for the first time, YouTube usually makes like a 24 to 48 hour wait just to make sure you're not just some random scammer or being, you know, so. But yeah, whenever you get your shit going, let me know. Well, I'll watch each other's streams.
Basically, I think we're past official sunrise, but the sun hasn't quite made it over the San Diego Mountains.
It is not yet crested, so we're not seeing those beautiful color pops that we'll see here in about the next 15 minutes on Fiesta.
Yeah, looking way out to the west, and I don't see it on the far west.
Right,
That's where we're going to see it first, on the other side of the valley. We don't see it there yet. So while we continue to watch things get inflated here and continue to watch Nick get his basket ready, just wave for the folks to get in. And I think Nick's got a basket on there. Hey, anyway, let's go down and check in. What's that? So Zobra, our special Special Shape is actually standing up over on the east side of the field as part of our Special Shapes rodeo this morning. About 126 shapes standing up for us. So Zobra to the top of all of them. And your blue racer, Joe Candelaria, is going to be off to the east side there, Ted.
There they are. Come on, bitch. Come on, bitch. Alright, we gotta get down.
Watch Joe go down the east side in his racer. And it looks like he might be trying to drop in just in the open lot, corner of the field. A whole lot of other balloons out to the north and west, looking to see what happens when those first two cross the field.
Dude, what the f is that damn?
The trick is to go, get up high, level of east. And how far east? That's a great question. And it's up for each pilot to decide which one they think. If you go too far, when you come down, you continue going east. There seems to be this split as you come over the field, where if you're on the east side of the main road, you end up going east. If you're over on the west side, it goes to the west, although I'm watching the anemometer right here on the top studio, and right now it's kind of like straight south is what you get when you get down to the field level.
No, where's the north wind at?
Picture of all the competitors that are out
Ain't no
there
fucking way.
working their way here.
Oh, I lost you again.
Ain't no fucking way, bro. Wait a minute, there we go, there we go.
Standing up along the east side, but here's these packet, in that shot that we just saw, like 5 of them. He's the catch in there, John in there, Johnny Petrin in there. I think that was Amanda Brodbeck in there. Amanda's the current 2-time women's champion. Petrin,
Shit's
champion
crazy,
here
man.
multiple times.
That me.
Last
That
year.
me.
Keeps the catch. It's kind of the leader of the balloon monthly competition. He has won that 2 or 3 years in a row. Ken Drawn always in the mix. They're all in that same pack. They're starting to split just a little bit as they each try and take the difference. Ted coming in, you've got one low. I'm not sure who that is. And then you've got Solaire with Sean Rea and Zarek Wells with the yellow and mustache. Look to be dropping in to make their pass.
Well, shit. Oh well, this be a good picture.
Coming in from the north, the checkerboard racer that's a little lower, carrying the Solaire banner, following behind the yellow balloon with the black mustache. Sean Rea in the first one.
Dope picture.
And Zarek Wells in the yellow
Maybe
one.
try to catch it late.
Sean's going to come right down the road with Solaire. We'll see if he gets pushed east or west.
Well, we came close. Shit. Oh, hold on. Hold on.
Got him on the screen.
Hold on. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Basket now down to about the height of the top of those poles.
Bruh.
That's always the best.
Bruh. No. Let's stay the other way.
And you can fly over and don't throw the ring.
Come on, get over.
Get it over the top
Get
of the
over
hole.
there.
You can always
Yes,
throw
turn,
it.
turn, turn,
There's
turn.
Zarek dropping right behind him.
Come on, man. Shit. Ah,
Holes will
his
get you
last
money.
is too.
Your marker's on the X.
Come
Get
on,
you
come on, come on,
points
come on.
towards the overall competition.
There you go.
which gets you
Down here, down
bigger
here,
money.
down here. Bruh. No shit. We're cutting it close, bruh. No. No. Go back. Go back, go back. Ah, you son of a teasing. You son.
This is Sean pulling on the line. He is now to the.
Bruh, what the.
He's outside the scoring area, but inside the competition area, if that makes sense.
No.
And we have competition in the rest of the field.
No.
And, both,
Like I said, at least for a good shot, though.
both Zarek
Damn,
and
that was
Sean
so
dropping
fucking
in.
crazy.
So Cameron Wall's coming in right behind you, Ted. I kind of think we might be there, as well as Joe Hartzell in the blue with the
Wow,
white and
bro.
stars. Cameron Wall, right over you.
Dude,
Joe's
come
gonna
on.
yeah, Joe Hartzell.
Shit. Oh well. I mean, hey.
Art, this is Ted. I don't know if they can hear me again.
We got you.
Good shit, Chips. Good shit, man. Way to hang in there with me.
Okay, I hear nothing but it.
So we have Ted on a 6-second
Well, we're gonna be
delay
doing it again this
because
evening.
of the,
We're gonna have to try to hit
conditions here on the field.
yeah, do what we just did. Unless we're going somewhere else tonight, because y'all said y'all took off here yesterday.
But
So
that balloon right in the center of the field actually is getting down to the south.
whatever, though. Don't matter to me. I'll find a place and we'll have to make that our target. Or we can do Hare and Hound, which either or.
And looks like he'll be landing here on the south.
All right, we got a lot of power towers
Racers
ahead of
that
us, y'all.
started out
So
to the
I'm gonna jump up
northwest
and
continue to work their way
altitude
So Art,
for a
I
bit.
think
Yeah, we can go to Clemson. That works.
Art, I think we're back up due to all that cell phone usage, but Zarek Wells did score very well on that X on his pass, and Cameron Wall in his balloon, they tried to just going way too quickly, but they made their attempt.
Damn,
and
Chance, we almost had it,
a few
bro.
more coming in. I think
We almost
what
had
you
it,
had
man.
mentioned before, when they come in and go to the east, they're not seeing that west on the ground any longer. So maybe this guy, up there in front of us, he may have an opportunity, and a couple others that are more to the west as they make their approach to Fiesta Field.
The yellow racer with the green stair steps, that's Johnny Petrin. The blue one, I believe, is Keith DeCatch. Both racers, from our vantage point, are going to be on the east side of the field, Ted.
A lot of power towers.
You are exactly correct, Art. Most of the poles, though, there is one that is towards the east side, but as they make their drop down into the field, they're not getting that western push that we initially saw. So all of these balloons that I believe now are down the center of the field.
Yeah,
to
let's
the,
do
to the
Clemson
more
Stadium
western side.
tonight.
If they make their descent now, they would have a better shot to come over the middle of the field. Cameron Wall
Splash
did
and
that. I
dash.
saw him from far away.
Let's
He
do it.
did that right over the Sandia Pueblo Reservation
Gotta watch out for
area,
these power towers.
the north gravel pits that we used to launch years ago, but that's where they're getting into more of the meat and potatoes, let's say.
Look
of
at
the
that
scoring
glitch in
area.
the system, yo. Saw that? Look.
We're watching a marker drop, just dropped in. And I think that might have been from Sunflyer that is way over you, because we watched that marker drop for quite a few seconds. We did see Johnny Petrin wrap his up and give it a whirl out there.
Nice little setup they got out here.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to figure out how far east do you go before you drop down to make your pass.
What the hell? This balloon be tripping sometimes.
Art, you're exactly correct. Those did come from the Sunflyer balloon. up above, Sunflower Balloon, I'm sorry.
Look how shitty the graphics are. I got everything on ultra.
From about 350, 400 feet. Down here on the field, it does look like Mr. Sprinkles has a pretty good shot at it, making his descent.
Actually, I was gonna get to that. I do have a Discord specifically like for hot air ballooning, but never really had nobody be serious enough about it. But I have a Discord already for it. I was gonna see if everybody wanted to get on that. If not, we do have a Facebook Messenger group, Gustavo, that we talk to as well. I'm probably a little too high to be jumping down in this water right now. My altitude's too far, and the speed's too high.
Art, as you mentioned,
I'm just looking at all these fucking power lines and like,
the heat off of the asphalt.
There's an airport up there.
But you're exactly right.
Yeah, I'm a little too high, Chip, so see what you got there. We watching?
Got to just find that sweet spot somewhere.
Oh, you like
a little bit more
hard.
north of the field to be able to get in, but JJ did get pushed to the west quite a bit. There is one pole in front of him. We're going to see what he's able to do here, but he's making a pretty quick descent in.
No, we came so close.
And he threw just a little bit too late, as the wind, as you said in the past, just carried the ring to the south of that hole.
Alright, let's see.
East of you, the kind of light blue, the yellow, and the pink, that's Tropical Twist. Eric.
Right, so there's an airport I'm shooting for right here. That's where I'm going.
From Mississippi.
Gonna land at an airport. A little overburned, but whatever. I don't want to run parallel with these damn power towers. So now I have to go get that east again.
Gary Cass, the red racer, going over our special shapes.
Art, we do have one coming at you right now, and it looks like they have well, they had a pretty good line on this most northern pole towards the right-hand side, almost directly in front of you off of the rooftop deck. This is going to be a lot of good piloting that has to happen for them to get close to these poles today.
Thinking that's Clayton Crouch.
I'm mentally flying with this right now. That's all.
The one you're talking about. Caught the coming down in.
Gustavo, I will be back on tonight at 8:30 Central Standard Time, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time.
That's the one. That's the one. You have Amanda Broadbeck coming in behind you.
Just stay. Make sure you got all your settings correct. And come fly with us tonight, man. I got a Discord. I can send y'all the links.
Rusty looks like he's going to kick a field goal, just like the University of Alabama would, but he's shooting for the far right pole. He's got his ring in hand and through it.
Shut up.
And into the grass.
And unclimatic.
And you're right, Art, we do have Amanda, the world champion. She's
that
coming right towards the pole. She's right on with the pole. And just flew to going towards us and just missing the pole.
So close.
Yeah, great shot of the ring on the road, not on the pole.
Excuse me. That purpose brought to you by NOS. Cha-ching!
Yes, folks, it has to be on the pole to be a win.
Mm-hmm.
But Art, with these conditions out here, these pilots are doing the best job they possibly can. Amanda had an awesome throw at a marker as well. And just to clarify, no red markers, correct? Every color but red, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what we got from Henry Rosenbaum. And so usually what they'll give them some sort of a penalty for the wrong color. Not one given to us said no red ones. Dos Equis high overhead of you, Mr. Ted. Down here on the southeast corner, Amanda's going to bring her racer in. Pay attention, do not get in front of it. There's a lot of crew folks right there. They're going to grab it right from the side and from the back. Nicely done. Trying to check and see who this is coming in over the field, who has managed to also catch that east as they come down on the east side of the road. One of these days we're going to figure out what that phenomenon is that when you come over, all of a sudden you go east or west, depending on which side of the road you might be on. Ted, who's down in the middle of the competition, online with us, so we can hear what he sees. On the screen, that your white racer is going to be and the Touchstone racer. She actually has a nice line coming in.
A beautiful morning to
A
fly.
little bit east of the road, so we'll see what
Look
happens.
at the little city.
Right over Main Street for those of you on the field. Chris Sabia has the Wonder Balloon. Cruising right down Main Street. A little lower and he could be shopping.
Riding down.
Meanwhile, we're going to be
Nope,
watching.
nope, we're not singing that song.
White Touchstone racer.
No, thank you. No.
Sherry's always near the top. Also a long-time gas pilot, usually flies with Mark Sullivan on gas
Gas pilot.
And I see she has
I'm glad I'm not parallel with all the damn power tires.
and the wind-up, the
And
throw,
and
all the marker down.
Dunk.
All right.
I'll tell the cameraman what
Hey,
to
if
do.
you get a marker out of the basket today, that's going to be a good score.
Yeah, this is gonna be our landing spot here, brother.
So the one on the far north end of the field with the dark greens at the top and the bottom, the yellow-orange around the middle of the equator, that's Daniel Liberti, and happy ending.
Well, we came close on our target today, Chips. Yeah, we'll be in Clemson this afternoon. We'll do that. We'll figure out where the winds are coming from. You know, like the real thing. Then we'll go off to a place that we think we can handle it, and go from there and see what happens. Yeah, I'm landing in this airport. I got errands to drive today. I'm a sarcastic smart ass, I'm sorry. Not sorry.
Had a great throw from banner number 5 on one of the X's out here. They're probably about 15 feet from the center of the X. So good to be back. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but we're doing the best that we can with the circumstances that we have.
Covered, Ted. That's Daniel Liberti.
A lot of traffic down there.
You just mentioned.
A lot of standstill.
You got the stair step racer off to the. It's going to be off to the west side, I think. I'm going to pick out who the next one is coming down dead center, because that's the ones that seem to, even if they get a little west or a little east, they still seem to be able to get a throw. If you're on the edges when you come in, it seems like you get pushed way off to the sides. So you got to have that straight line coming in.
I mean, we actually moving. Like, I honestly thought we weren't going to be flying as far. Because I looked at the winds, like live winds and everything else, and it said 4 to like 9 tops of knots. Yeah.
209 would be stepping up. Aaron Gebhardt from India. And he's picked up that wet. He might be good. All of a sudden, he's got that southeast.
And the one right behind him is banner 009.
009 is Chris Liberti and pole dancer. So the Liberti boys following each other in.
Art, you should have a nice toss right here on the marker. Goes. And just off the X. Art, it looks like we have this balloon coming in right at the pole. Looks like he's got a track right towards the most northern pole on the west side of the field. That is banner number 35. Banner 35.
And that would be Joe Seymour, Joyous Pleasures from Indianola.
And a nice toss to the western southerly X. Nice to go. Our next competitor coming in is the RNS Kawasaki. Looks like a balloon. Gave it a little too much heat there on the descent. They're venting out now.
Arnett, Steve Lombardi.
And we'll miss the poles altogether. Steve's going to play it safe and get one of the X's on the south end of the field.
Tougher day for competition for our pilots today.
Right near the center of the X. It has picked up a little bit down here on the field, and again, never easy, but this is going to get a little quick down here, and we're going to. We talked about those terminal descents, and I believe that's the Chinese balloon that is making a terminal descent right on the north end of the field, and kind of going south. You can see it making a descent to get into Fiesta Field to score.
And you have Mark Sullivan in code red, the red spiral racer. It's going to be on.
Chinese balloon that's making the descent into the northern part of the field. It looks good now. Let's see what the dividing rod center road does to them once they get over the grass area and clear that 75-foot marker. As we discussed in the past, they must go above the 75-foot pylon before they make their descent to the ground over the scoring area. So that's one of the rules and the rules for competition. Once again, it appears like that balloon hit that dividing run road. Yes? Looks to be
there's a high school
like
named
the
Airport.
Bowser Swiss Loop balloon. Has
okay.
One of the best tracks thus far.
All right then.
Coming right in on the field, and if they get that east, there is a pole in front of them. He's got his ring out.
We changed the time up, Gustavo.
This may be the closest one we're going to get.
In the weather, so we keep the weather live, but we change the time to whatever's on the screen that I have for
and he's
preset.
going to have to burn, so he does not lose contact.
Usually it's 6:30 a.m. in the morning, and then 6:30 p.m. at night, or evening kind of time when we take off. 6.
Nice throw.
Something.
That's banner number.
It's on the screen.
Last year because the Blazer was a big part of the event held here last year, and he had such great fun.
I'm flying like hella low right now.
Year, so we've seen him over the target every single day.
We have about, probably looks to me like about 5 or 6 minutes. Or it looks like we have about 5 or 6 minutes for the next grouping of balloons make it to Fiesta Field. The balloons have picked up a little bit here, and they're a little bit rolling gusts in and out. But we'll wait for these competitors to come in, and I'll let you take that on from there.
We'll keep an eye on.
Studio.
You bet. We'll keep an eye on the
what are you doing?
competitors coming back in as we get a few more closer to you.
It looked like he was going down quicker than he.
Here on
Well, I tell you,
Balloon
it's the
Fiesta
Stephen
Live
Hill.
with Ted Mays and I'm Mark Lloyd Jr. Hey, for those of you who are watching and now listening on the field as well, we've got a great little deal for you for online shopping. If you want to go to balloonfiestastuff.com, shop in the North and South merchandise tents. But if you go online and do your shopping, you can go to balloonfiesta.stuff.com. And while you're there, throw all that great stuff, all that great merchandise into your shopping cart. And if you throw any clothes, hats, socks, jackets, those types of things, you can, online only, use the discount code of Fiesta24. We'll take 10% off. So that's for Balloon Fiesta Live viewers. And right now, for those of you on the field, again, you have to use the code online at balloonfiestastuff.com. If you want to go shopping here on the field, the merchandise tents are on the north and south end. Pins, patches, clothing, all that great stuff. Do your shopping early. We're halfway through the week, so things are starting to supplies and sizes might be getting a little bit of short supply. So do make an opportunity to go and check out our Balloon Stuff merchandise tents. You might also want to check out the official program where you'll have pictures of most of our balloons, both the Globitos that will be here later this week, as well as all of our other balloons, great articles about Balloon Fiesta, all those kind of great things. And actually, in the program this year, there is a little scavenger hunt that is great for the kids. A number of QR codes that give you a clue as to where you might want to go on and around the QR codes. Check out the scavenger hunt, and when you've completed the scavenger hunt, we have a certificate. So programs available in our merchandise tents, calendars. There are codes on every one of our videos of scanning the QR codes, pick up a 2025 calendar. More than 40 minutes of video available.
Well, we're like racing, huh?
2025 calendar. So you're going to want to do your shopping.
I'm gonna lay this on the side
now
of the building.
Now would be a great time to do that. And if you want to stay along the competition and wait for our competition is open until 9:30. That's about 54 minutes.
A little
less than that for competition. Balloons will be able to come back in. And if you've missed any
we're like
Balloon
brushing the
Fiesta
tops
this
of the
week
roofs.
or you can go to balloonfiesta.com.
all of a sudden I stopped.
Check out Balloon
All right,
Fiesta
well.
Live. All of the video action from the last 2.5 years. All of our live shows are archived. If you're on the field, you can always listen to us live as well. There are some QR codes that say listen live. We have both video and audio stream up so that you can always hear Balloon Fiesta Live when you're here on the field. Again, we are halfway through our competition time period for this Thursday. Got a couple of our special shapes still standing up. Elizabeth Beth Wright-Smith has Smokey Bear up. Luke Sesnick has the POW balloon. Bill Baker has Sir Mix-a-Lot on the side. And I think that's Buddy Beaver that might be laying on his side out there as well. As we start to see a few more balloons come in a little bit closer. So Ted, you still with me down there?
Nope.
I am, Art. How are you? We are actually out here with the scoring team, and we're getting ready to measure one of the throws from banner number 87. Live here, what they're going to do, they're going to measure this out.
Well, we got our chase crew down there, guys.
Let's get the official word. I don't want to sway them in any shape or form.
Gonna check on you. There we go.
Four 3/4 of an inch, but
Gonna drag a little bit. Maybe.
If you can walk with us, we'll be
So we gonna drag.
The baggie is down here.
We're dragging.
See the officials measure
3 to 5. Dragging like 3 to 5. Yep.
And then it comes all the way down here to the center of the
Yeah, no, that's good, man. Still dragging. Alright. Still dragging.
They try to make as straight a line possible. If you come to the center of the X, the tape measure actually has a spike in the middle of the spike, and the tape measure attaches to it in the center of the X, and then they will measure it straight out directly from the middle of the X as we wait for these competitors to come in. So with that being said, Art, we have 3 or 4 more, as I said, about 5 minutes, 5 to 6 minutes. They're making their way onto the field at this point, so I'll send it back up to you.
All right. Well, that's
right behind you is Chris Smart in that blue and black pink racer.
definitely a
and Dream Racer, the
good
name of
little
that, from
fight
Roanoke,
this morning,
Indiana.
y'all.
He's got the next pass coming in right at you.
Missed the rest of y'all, but hopefully we can see y'all this afternoon. Gustavo, come hang out with us tonight, man. And I'll figure something out. We'll either do like a hare and hound, or we'll pick like the Clemson football stadium or something. And we usually fly about an hour and a half, but I usually live stream about 30 minutes prior before I actually fly, just to kind of, like anything else. So I do have a Discord. If y'all want to do a Discord, just let me know. I can send y'all the link, and we can go from there. So y'all have an awesome, kick-ass day today. And yeah, I will see y'all this evening in the skies in Clemson, South Carolina. Stay awesome, stay kick-ass, stay blessed. Peace.